me clear this up.
Please.
I'm not losing a one-on-one game, bro. I'm not.
Stamp that shit.
I've never lost a one-on-one game. I'm not saying I'm going out there playing. What I'm saying is, I done did this one shit. I got ridiculed for doing this shit at the highest level, for being a one-on-one nigga.
Okay, I promise you this post isn't about Melo. Melo's one of my favorite players of all time. Literally behind Kobe, Melo is my second favorite player of all time. But I am here today to dispel a myth. And that myth is that these great isolation scorers who claim that they have never lost in one-on-one are lying. Literally, every high-level basketball player who has grown up playing ones has indeed lost, has indeed went through days, weeks, moments where they got the floor mopped with them on the one-on-one court, right? Whether it's a day where you're just shooting bad, the guy gets the best of you, you're playing king of the court and you just can't get right. Whatever the case may be, we've all had those days where we just aren't the one who is winning the majority of those games. Now, sure, some people more than others, some people less than others, depending on how talented you are, etc. But every legitimate basketball player who has played at a high level, who has played one-on-one a significant amount of time, has indeed lost quite a few times, might I add. Not just once or twice, but if you've played, thousands of games of ones like most of us have growing up, you've lost significant amounts of times. And the reality is, that's okay, right? And you hear these people talk about the game and talk about ones and talk about how they never lost. And I think it puts out the wrong message to young players, because young players become afraid to compete. You should be seeking out better players as you're growing, as you're developing. You should be wanting to compete with the best possible players that you can find. And I guarantee you, if you do that, you will lose occasionally. You will lose at times. And it will, if you take those losses and you learn from them, bring out the best in you. If you are a person who claims you have never lost in ones, I am convinced that you did not maximize your career. You did not milk your career for its absolute maximum potential and your talent for its absolute max potential, because you did not seek out the next necessary talent. So for guys like Michael Beasley, who said that they've never lost, for guys like Melo, who have obviously played against supreme levels of talent, like, were you not challenging yourself day to day to be the best player that you can be? Because I guarantee you, if you're playing against Kevin Durant every day, if you're playing against Tracy McGrady every day, you will lose. You will lose spots. You will lose days. You will lose games. That's just the reality of how ones go and how ones are played. When you were playing against people who, even if they're not at your level, let's say slightly below your level, will beat you sometimes. That's just the way it goes. That's the way that ones go. Get out of this mindset that you can't lose at something. I am the youngest of three boys. My middle brother used to mop the floor with me in ones all the time. And it wasn't just my middle brother, it was all of his peers, because that's who I played with, that's who I trained with, that's who I ran ones with, ran pickup with the most, right? It wasn't guys my age, it was them. So I was constantly at a disadvantage. I was constantly the slowest guy, the weakest guy, the least skilled guy, the least talented guy, because I was just 2, sometimes 3, maybe even 4 years behind a lot of these guys. And then they would take me to places where they're playing against grown men, right? So then I'm even at more of a disadvantage. But that's okay, right? What ended up happening is, week to week, month to month, year to year, I took my losses. I learned. I figured out how to be effective versus better players, versus players who are more established, who are more developed, who had all of these advantages over me. And me losing every spot turned into me winning one spot occasionally. And that turned into me, seeing eye to eye with a lot of these guys, right? And my brother, putting the pressure on him a little bit. And unfortunately, he stopped playing before I stopped playing. So we were never really able to compete when we were both eye to eye, at least consistently. So that's a story for another day. But anyways, right, putting myself in these situations, having to play with guys who are consistently better than you, is what takes your game off to the next level. So the point of this video is just to say, don't be afraid to compete. And more importantly, don't be afraid to lose. Losing is where you figure out where you need to develop, and it's where you figure out how to be productive against better players. And once you can be productive against better players, you become a better player. So don't be afraid to compete. Don't be afraid to lose. in ones, in fives, whatever it is. It's basketball, it's competition. You are supposed to lose sometimes, and losing is what's going to drive you to be better ultimately. Hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment. Peace.